Hello friends, Rychen Jones, your wealth creating realtor here, and welcome to today's Wealthy Wednesday. Today's topic is 3 ways to price your home and 3 pricing mistakes to avoid. Now, if you've ever sold a home or you're thinking about doing so in the future, you probably have 3 main goals. First, you want to sell your home for the most amount of money. You probably want to do it in the quickest amount of time possible, and you probably want to sleep well at night knowing you didn't leave money on the table. So how do we do that? When you're pricing a home, you can price it one of 3 ways. You can price it up here and help you find that one buyer who falls in love with it and is willing to pay that price no matter what. Here in Utah, we like to call it the magical bag of cash from California, right? You can also price your house down here. Knowing you're going to get offers, you're going to get activity, you're going to get attention, you've pretty much priced it low enough to make it an auction of sorts. The risk to that is you might be leaving money on the table because psychologically some buyers just won't get back up to the value that maybe you're hoping for because you price it so much lower than that price. So somewhere in the middle here, we have this sweet spot where we're gonna price it correctly. It's gonna drive traffic. Hopefully, even in our current market, it's gonna drive multiple offers that then you can then leverage to ultimately make the most amount of money on your home. Now, let's talk about some pricing mistakes to avoid. We see this periodically when we see a market shift, a market change. Let's talk about a couple of them. First mistake you want to avoid if you can. You cannot compare your home to a different style of home. Meaning, if you have a Rambler style home, you cannot compare the value of your Rambler style home to a 2-story home and vice versa, or a split level home to a 2-story. We could get into the weeds about what that means as far as appraisal values go, but just know that an appraiser is not going to take a different style of home to compare the value to your home. The second mistake you want to avoid is not looking at your current market and assuming it's the same as what a previous market was. And that could even be 30 days ago, 60 days ago, earlier in this year. Oftentimes we get people saying, well, yes, Rychen, but my neighbor's house sold for this amount back in the spring. Yes, it did. And the market has changed potentially. It's very difficult to compare your home to another home when it was sold at different points in the year, different points in the market cycle. We don't want you to be disappointed by that when you try to price your house according to a different market. Third mistake you want to avoid is overvaluing what you've done to your home. Your upgrades look beautiful and you love them and it's provided you a great house to live in. You love the creek you put into the backyard. You loved all the different things you did. Not all of those things are going to add substantial value to the home, particularly when it comes to an appraiser and especially when it comes to a buyer. Not everybody's going to value those things as much as you do emotionally, more than financially. So 3 mistakes to avoid. Don't compare your house to a house of a different style type. Don't compare your home to a home that's sold in a different market or different time of the year. And third, avoid giving value to contributions that you've made where there isn't necessarily value there for another buyer or for an appraiser. Now, for an accurate value of what your home could sell for in our current market, you're going to want what's known as a comparative market analysis, or a CMA for short. I'm happy to do that for you if you have questions. Let me tell you a little bit about how most agents are going to do their CMA. They're going to jump on the MLS. They're going to pull up a couple of comps. They're going to pump it into the system with the default values, and they're going to spit you out a value that they're going to tell you is the value of your home. Other online services like Zillow or other services where you can get a home value, they don't have all the data or the nuances of your home compared to your neighbor's home or homes in the area, and that's going to be off as well. What I do is I do what an appraiser does. In fact, I've recreated a spreadsheet system that basically mimics what an appraiser's valuing system is. And I check that against my MLS system to make sure we're getting you 2 values to make sure that they're pretty similar in value there. So if you've got questions about your home value, reach out to me. Thanks for tuning in. If you know someone who would benefit from this week's episode, please share with them. Follow us so you don't miss anything coming in the future, and we'll see you on our next Wealthy Wednesday.